What is going on, chat? How we all doing tonight? Welcome to a new stream, my first ever VBA Game stream. Excited to talk about this game tonight. VBA Game is a newer Solana project that I just got into. I had my first team game today. It did not go well, but that's okay. But tonight, I'm going to be talking about the Flightpaper with you. We're going to be talking about the game in general, going over the marketplace, some of the new tools that are out there, talk about team building. So if this is a project you're in or a project you're interested in, I hope you get some good value out of this. And then at the end of the stream, or towards the end of the stream, I will be releasing publicly, at least, my newest tool. Golden Glow, how you doing? Welcome. Prospect in the house, and Prospect will be joining us tonight on stream. So, going to start with kind of the Flightpaper overview and just kind of what is VBA. And before we get started, there's no endorsement here. I'm doing this completely of my own will. I was not asked to do this. This is all me. This is a project that I'm super excited about, a project I've put a lot of time into, and one I'm having a lot of fun with. So, if you decide to get in, I hope you enjoy it too. VBA Game they describe themselves as the basketball league of the metaverse. It is on Solana, not on Ethereum. And we'll talk a little bit more about Solana, wallets, things like that in a little bit, marketplace. And what you do is you can kind of see them here on the right side of the screen, but you compile a team of at least 5 cards, and then you enter into it's like Thursday to Sunday, you enter for the next week, and you enter for a week's worth of games at a time. It's super easy. It's just one entry, and you're automatically put into kind of a mini league of similarly ranked teams. So you're not going to get smoked in your first game unless you're my team. You will get smoked. So let's dive in. Let's start with the Flightpaper. Let's talk about this game. I can share with you what excites me, what I think they're doing right. And we'll dive in. So looking at the Flightpaper, we can zoom in a little bit here. So we're not going to read through this word for word. I'm going to summarize some things just for the sake of time and getting through this. But if anyone's interested, I'll drop the link in chat. And so with this Flightpaper, just kind of talking about the vision of VBA and what that looks like. So they want to build a complete team experience around customization in terms of shoes and arenas and having fan followings. Currently the only thing you can customize is the player name, but they want to grow that. They want this to be very immersive. And then from a kind of just the summary here, the whole purpose of like each card is that it is a unique and evolving asset that has strengths, weaknesses, skills, and they're your players, and they can progress and regress until they retire. Retirement is not something that's currently in the game, but will be coming. So if we we can go through the founding story. Basically, they grew up, creating the teams in 2K, had dreams of, making it big, won fantasy leagues, and they wanted to create a blockchain game around that. So for the kind of quick start guide, the first thing you need is a Solana wallet. One that they talk about here is Phantom. If you don't have it yet, here's a link to it. I kind of like Phantom a little bit more than MetaMask. I think they do some things really nice. It's super clean. I get awesome updates on my phone. I have the mobile app, and hey, this sold. You bought this. I'm able to enter in my VBA game games for the week through the mobile app, which is awesome and super, super fast to do. They have an in-app browser. So highly recommend Phantom. It's a wallet I really like for Solana. And they have a guide right here linked. If you choose, you can connect your email address. After connecting, you'll be able to create a team by choosing a team name, abbreviation, logo, and color. You can see I'm in my GM office right here for my team, the Cream City Cosmos. Shout out to Milwaukee from that, my hometown. And then in order to compete, you do need 5 players. So they have a few different marketplaces. Magic Eden, that's the main one. A few on OpenSea and a few on Fractal. So here's a list. You can kind of see what they look like, ranging from just under 0.4 Solana all the way up to, I mean, there are a few hundred players up here. They're get pretty pricey. So there's the link to Magic Eden if anyone is interested in checking those players out. Kind of progressing on, talking about the player packs. So how do you get players? So we talked about buying them on Magic Eden. There are also these packs, and these are how the players were originally distributed. So each pack has 7 unique NFTs inside of it. And then within that, there are 3 different color packs. There's red, there's blue, there's teal, and there's a float. I don't quite understand the float and what the purpose of that is, but it's between 0 and 1. The pack distribution is blue 95%, red 4%, and teal 1%. However, it is noted here that all packs have the same probability of producing different rarity players. There are 3,672 player packs with 28,000 players. However, in the current market, there are only 11,700 players out right now. If you look on Magic Eden to go buy a pack, I highly recommend before you purchase your pack, you filter by the remaining redemptions. So we're going to walk through that right now. So if I search for VBA, you see VBA player pack come up. Go to this player redemptions on the side here, and we'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. You can see all these blue packs. We'll show you what a red one or a teal one looks like. We can get there. There's a red and there's a teal. So you notice some of these are pretty cheap. You might think, hey, I'm going to buy one of these. Be careful. You want to buy a pack with redemptions. So the floor price with 5 players remaining out of the 7 is 15 Solana. And with 7 out of 7 remaining is 28 Solana. Now, there are only 2 packs with that and only 16 otherwise. So now, when you buy a pack, though, you need to double check to make sure that that redemption data is accurate. How do you do that? You need to go to, what up, Jay Aces? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Fractals Garbo, Magic Eden is definitely the best option for buying. Thank you, Prospect. Oh, yeah, we can get rid of that starting soon banner. We're live. We are live. Go to this website, go to the drop website, enter the pack number or address. So if we go back to Magic Eden, we see this is pack number 145. And then you can get the redemptions remaining, and it says 0 redemptions left. So double check this before you buy a pack and thinking you got a great deal. Even if it says on, Magic Eden or whatever marketplace you're on that there are 5, 7, 3, however many redemptions left, double check it on the website. I would hate to see anyone get burned by this. Awesome. Taking some notes. Super excited to hear that. So going back to the Flightpaper, which I love the name, by the way, Flightpaper. They have some great, not really puns, but basketball references in here that I think are pretty cool. However, there is, so mentioning, no redemptions left, there is going to be some sort of value for completely used packs. However, we don't know what that is yet. I'm interested in buying a used pack. I don't know when I'm going to do that or what that looks like. I may not. Just kind of waiting to see what happens with what they say about value. So now let's talk about the players. And I love this. You see a little bit of it illustrated here, but for their players, they want to mix genders, races, appearances, very, very inclusive, which I think is really, really cool. Their next pack drop that they're going to do is going to be all female players. Super excited about that. And their kind of inspiration behind this, is a, kind of a loose tie-in to basketball cards. And, like things like prism and foil cards and different colored backgrounds are super rare. They've got the same kind of element here. You can see that this is kind of a red background and this is more of a teal or green background. That's because it is more rare than the other. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we have attributes. Each player will have attributes. They'll have a rarity, which I just mentioned, position, play style, player skills, seasons of experience, a name, and a birthday. So, and then they tell you on off chain, is it visible and does it impact performance? So you can see, I love the transparency of this. I think it's really, really cool. Big fan of how upfront they are about this. So now I want to talk about rarity. My throat is still kind of messed up. Thanks, Manchester City game. So they have 5 different rarities: underdog, special, rare, elite, and legendary. You can see underdog are 55% of the player population, special are 34%, rare are 7, elite are 3, and legendary are 1%. Check out the styles. These are pretty cool. Season 0 will feature the highest likelihood of getting rarer players with distributions as follows. So, to me, that says, hey, okay, season 1, these numbers might change and this might drop down even more. Maybe that's why pack prices are so inflated and so high. I think they were dropped at like 1.5 Sol, John Lee said on the KOD stream. So, why is rarity important? Well, rarity will impact the player potential and illustrated through the different frames, but it is a let's see, did they mention it here? Yeah, they do. So it's the note about rarities: the rarer the player, the higher the player's predicted base performance will be. That is not guaranteed, and I've run stats and numbers on this, and yes, there is a degree on average. The higher the more rare, the better the overall stats, but that's not like you can have an underdog that's amazing. So, however, that doesn't mean that the player who's an underdog can't turn into the best player in the league, or a player who's legendary turns out to be a total bust. Basically, just what I said. So, something to keep in mind, which I think is also great too, because you can't just having all legendaries doesn't guarantee success. And I don't think anyone does. You can't have all legendaries. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, position: each player will have a preferred position that is a combination of point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Some players may just have one position, while others might have 3. For now, these positions have little impact on the game outside of an assumed skill set. However, in the future, position could impact the synergies and chemistry of the players on the team. They're talking about impacting that and updating that already, of, there being a slight penalty when you play a player out of position. Now we're talking about play styles, and this is something that's talked about a lot in the Discord. So play style, I call these archetypes. And then you have the positions eligible, the group, and the description. So you'll see a lot of people in stream, in Discord, talking about these different things, and you might be confused, like, okay, well, a shooting guard, point guard, shooting guard, and you've got kind of a description here. Keep these in mind, they're important, but kind of an asterisk on this, in my opinion, in looking at the data, is that these are, again, much like the rarity, these are kind of blankets, archetypes, being a generalization. They fall into this mold, but that's not a guarantee that they are going to be exactly within that mold, better or worse than someone in a different mold. Mold, I think I like that word. I like the way that's I just described that there. Player skills. Each player will have a set of skills that defines them as players and impacts their performance on the court. These skills include offense, defense, physical, mental characteristics such as passing, stealing, athleticism, and vision. Seasons of experience. I think this is really cool. So thank you. Appreciate that. Seasons of experience. So this is designed with, we talked about the whole progression, regression, and what that means. And these players they're not forever. John Lee mentioned in the KOD stream that these are going to be kind of consumable in a way. And we'll talk about player and team building strategies a little later. But season 0 players will have a years of experience or seasons of experience attribute that ranges from 0 to 10. SOE will impact how players progresses or regresses in the future of the game. Current thinking is that players can retire anywhere between 10 and 20 seasons, and that the current seasons played is no indication of their eventual retirement age. For example, a player with 0 versus 10 will have the same likelihood to retire at 20. And so this isn't something that's turned on yet. I asked about this in Discord earlier, but it is something to keep in mind when you're building out your squad in the future. So Brett Smith is in the house. The man, woman, myth, legend, Brett Smith. Happy to have you here. Thank you, Brett Smith. Brett Smith, drop some corkies if you're a basketball fan. So there's something to look at, stats listed at the same time. Danny Bananas, we're going to talk about tools in a little bit. Absolutely. There's some great creators in this community. Absolutely great. Jeff from VBA here tuned in. If you have any questions as you go, can answer questions over chat too. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. It means a lot. 3 corgis. Prospect is going nuts in chat over the corgis. Chat, for those of you that don't know, Brett Smith, no one knows who or what Brett Smith is. Maybe a bot. They come into chat and they just post. There we go again. They post corgis. They don't say anything. They just post pictures of corgis. You can ask Brett Smith questions and they respond with an appropriate amount of corgis. So, chat, let's show Brett Smith some love. Absolute legend in chat. Archetypes on Magic Eden. It is. It definitely is. We're going to talk about this later, Danny. Don't worry about that. I think I got you covered there. And then player bios. This is fun. And it's another way that they're going to make this game immersive. So you get to name your players. That there may be backstory involved in the future. Birth date is fixed. Birth date and name have no impact on performance. I've named all my players. We'll talk about that later. It's fun. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. Next, we're going to talk about the game mode. So franchise mode, alpha in June, that's out. We're in week 6 of it right now. I got smacked this afternoon rather, but that's okay. I'm not losing faith at all. Love it. Love it, Jeff. Jeff responding with the corgi. Jay Aces with the corgis back. So franchise mode, that's what we're in right now. There's a seasonal ladder. So you're placed into a season with 7 other teams and you compete. And it's based off of the your current, let's say, abilities. They have ELO already. We'll talk about the different franchises in a minute, but I think it's very, very, very well done. Season 0 will serve as the foundation, and we'll start off where you enter 5 players in a weekly round robin for dimes. I love that. Off-chain in-game currency. And then in arcade mode, under development. Not going to spend too much time talking about that. Wanting to do daily competitions. Super exciting, but it's not out yet. When that time comes, I'll definitely be diving deeper into that. So let's talk all about this franchise mode. What's going on with that? So I'm not going to go through this reading line by line, but they break down, again, talking about transparency. When you have to get in, what that looks like. You've got a nice wide window, a Thursday to a Sunday, 5 players. You have to fit in a salary cap. If I haven't missed that already, we'll talk about that. And once you do, register your team and you're set. I did this from my phone through Phantom app, and it took me 30 seconds at most to get my team set up. It was beautifully done. Beautifully done. Then the winners get a certain amount of dimes. They've changed the rewards a few times. This past week, the amount of dimes that you won were entries into a drawing. And then if you got first place, I believe you got 8 dimes. If you got last place, you got 1 dime. And then a drawing was had. And if you won, 20 people were selected. And each one of those people won 5 Solana. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. I think it's a really cool, it allows me to still be excited, even if I just completely mess up during a season. I still have a chance, technically. And I like that. I like that a lot. So let's talk about, hey, B-Town, awesome stream earlier today. Thanks for popping in. So salary cap. So this is another way that they ensure that you just can't stack a team full of elite or legendary players. You have a salary cap of $18,000. So again, just there's no way you could have 5 legendary per week for your team. So think about your players' positions. Are you matching up the correct position? Are you getting it in your team in on the correct time? 1 hour before game begins, there's a snapshot of the lineup. So give yourself some time to lock that in. And then it does take up to an hour to get a team. So if you go and you buy, don't freak out if it doesn't show up on your VBA team page right away. Just give it a little time. But definitely factor that in when you're building out your team. If you're trying to get in, it's Sunday, you just bought your players, you've got 35 minutes left, maybe just pump the brakes, wait till next week. And then games will automatically be forfeited if you fall below 5 players. So think about that too. If you're playing a team, you have 5 players, you list some players on Magic Eden and they sell, you could end up forfeiting. So deep dive into salary. And I think this is a really, really good page. And I'm glad they did this because it gives some great example combinations of how you can build out towards that $18,000 salary cap. And they've talked about kind of playing with the salary cap too. I think that was on the AMA last night, where they might do super high salary cap, super low salary cap, but some different combinations of how you can build your team in order to hit that salary cap. And again, remember, rarity is a likelihood. It is not totally guaranteed. Thank you, B-Town. I appreciate that. Wonky in the house. Let's go. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So let's talk now about leagues and team ratings. So again, another way to kind of keep things fun and exciting. I'm in my first week of playing. I'm in week 6, technically, of the season 0, but this is my first week. So I'm in what's called a placement league. There are 8 teams in it, and I'm playing against other teams that haven't played before. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be necessarily that much better or worse. They just haven't played. There's also recreational, immediate, and competitive. And they have a full ELO system that allows you to move up or down across the league. So again, you have something to work towards. The salary caps remain the same. Each time you win or lose, you'll increase or decrease in ranking based on the strength of your opponent. Changes in ranking will impact what league you're in. The more competitive the league, the better the rewards. Again, incentivizing growth and not just spamming, the recreational league. I think it's really cool. With this foundation in season 0, we plan to continually evolve the competitive mix to keep things fun and challenging. And again, a lot of different options here. Tweaking the salary cap, maybe having banded salary caps based on leagues. I don't know if they're going to do this, but it just there's a lot of different opportunity and a lot of different potential. John Lee, the legend. Thank you for stopping in, John. Appreciate it a lot. And then earning rewards. So the dimes, the currency that we talked about, they have dime distribution, and you can see how many dimes you get per group. So as you go up to competitive, it's so much higher. So again, incentivizing you to grow, to do better, to play better. Notes on weekly performance has more than 8 people. Teams who finish 9th or lower will get the same amount as 8. So you're not completely out of luck. If you have a bye, that counts as half a win. And if there's a tie at the end of the week, there will be a tiebreaker based on points scored. If there's a tiebreaker after that, or a tie after that, both teams will be rewarded the dimes for the place they tied for the leaderboard. Very cool. Very transparent. Very well thought out. They make it sound so simple, which I think is really cool. If you forfeit any games because you have fewer than 5 players in your lineup at the time of roster lock-in, you'll not receive any dimes. Now, keep in mind, you can have more than 5 players. That doesn't mean they're in your lineup. So lineup is different than just having the players. Absolute legend is a right prospect. Analyzing your team. Some information might be immediately available. Some you might have to, play a few games, get some data, and really kind of discover your player transactions. You can buy, sell, trade. We talked about Magic Eden a little earlier. Ownership refreshes every 10 minutes. And then playing games. Here's a little screenshot. We'll show some actual game stuff a little later in stream. And then talk about the roadmap. So game building, ecosystem building, metaverse building, like that scale. So season 0, exploratory phase. Keep that in mind too. So the game is constantly changing, and they're communicating these changes very well, very clearly. They're not saying, hey, this new archetype or player is going to do this, that, or the other, but they're saying, hey, they're probably going to be a little bit better on defense, or we're tweaking our offense for this type of player. I love the degree with what they say to us. It's not completely locked up in a box, but there's enough to be like, okay, we don't know, but we have an idea. Ecosystem building. So transforming your team into a franchise. This excites me. I had a lot of fun naming my players and doing things like courts, coaches, trainers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then metaverse building. So during this phase, we plan to expand the VBA as a global brand, reaches millions of people. We want to establish ourselves not just a game, but a massive global community of basketball lovers, innovators, and change makers. Phases above highlight our current high-level thoughts around prioritization and product development. Now, keep in mind, like any NFT game, this could change at any time. But again, I have all the faith in this team, just in the way that they've communicated. They will continue to communicate well. Building philosophy, which I think is kind of neat. Focus on fun, empower the community, and create new experiences. And then kind of about us. So they already have some investors and partners. If you want to apply for a job, VBA team is part of Fast Break Labs. who have worked at companies such as Facebook, Instagram, Zedrun, Amazon, Bloomberg, Fox Sports, Sonder, etc. Team is 14 full-time people and growing rapidly. Patron, Pantera Capital, Solana Ventures, Collab Plus Currency, South Park Commons, and Soma Capital. Excuse me, chat. Notable angels include owner of the Brooklyn Nets, family office, Blue Pool Capital, co-founder of Riot Games, co-owner of the Sacramento Kings, COO of So Rare, soccer platform, president and CEO of 100 Thieves, head of creative at Riot Games, Block VP of Research, and a GP at Spartan Group. So they've got some pretty serious angel investors behind them, which I think is just awesome. So, Chet, we've reviewed the Flightpaper. We've talked about where you can get, setting up a Phantom wallet, or not setting it up, but where to go to get Phantom wallet. We've talked about Magic Eden. I'm going to bring up my co-host for the evening, Prospect. And we're going to talk a little bit about team building because this is his first week too. So, Prospect, welcome to the stream, my friend. You're currently muted.
There we go.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I saw Brett Smith was on, which, as you know, is my favorite part of MJ streams. No offense.
Brett Smith is the best. Brett Smith is the best.
Yeah, but no, happy to be here. So excited to be involved in this game. Just nomming on content the last I don't even know. I mean, you and I started looking into this game probably a month ago at this point. And the last, at least for me,
by.
Yeah, it's been a little. The last 3 or 4 days has just been just sponging everything I can soak in on this game.
I love it. So you've got a team. I've got a team. I've got the Cream City Cosmos. I'm chilling in my my GM office right now. So how talking about kind of teams? Well, I got mine up on the first tab. My kind of philosophy was to build a team that I felt was somewhat well-rounded, at least offensively. Actual basketball, it's kind of hard to quantify defensive stats and metrics.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric Wong is in the house. DD Zach. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. And so and we got to talk about my player names too. So basically I was looking for, I got my Wallace brothers, at,
that's pretty good. I didn't notice that earlier.
Yeah. Waylon and Weston. So with Weston, high point score, and with Waylon, also pretty high point score. And then I kind of diversified off of that. So Weston also some pretty solid rebounds. We've got Peter Pippen, Scotty's brother. At least I'd like to think so. Although he's got some Dennis Rodman hair, as you can see up here. Is my assist guy, and also a rebound guy. Some points, but not a lot compared to the other two, but just kind of a functional all around guy. Then we got Timothy Tweener. Sorry, he doesn't like Timmy. We had a very long talk about this when he signed the contract. Timothy. It is just Timothy Tweener. Because he's just he's just a little all over the place. He can drop some points, but his rebounds, his assists, block, he's just kind of there doing his thing. Timothy Tweener. And then we got my boy, my personal favorite, is Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
My assist king, 14.7 average assists, not many points, but also he had a block in his game earlier. I think he had 5 rebounds. So pretty awesome. I'm loving him. Again, we've got some point scorers. We've got, 2.5 rebounders and then 1.5 assists players on the team, trying to balance things out. Before we start talking about your team, I want to head back to chat. Sure. Jason M. Wright says, I heard there are about 400 GMs and about 700 teams right now. How many total players are there in the league? A few thousand. I'm not sure. But yeah, a few thousand for sure. The marketplace has 11,705 last I checked. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. And John Lee
And
as well.
704 is off by 1. 2% of players are listed. Yeah, and that number has shrunk significantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, John, I got to start winning. John. in time. I'll get there. I'll get there for sure. We sold 1,700 players packs, each with 7 players. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. 4,000 are still locked up in unopened packs.
Wow, that's a lot. That's more than I thought it was.
A lot more. But yeah, you can see from my first game, the team leaders up here, Weston Wallace went off.
Yeah.
I can't say much for his brother, but he went off. What about you? Let's talk about your team. What is your team name?
My team name officially is the Prospect City Process, and that's for.
And where did that name come from?
So obviously Prospect, I'm in Brooklyn. Prospect Park is where I got my whole brand from. Prospect Hotel Co. And then I threw in City because like Prospect City just kind of sounds cool. And then I've got the Process. I have, because I'm a diehard Sixers fan. Embiid was robbed 2 years in a row. Nobody in chat at me. Diehard Sixers fan, so I had to throw in the Process in there somewhere. Especially because, you know, like you said, you and I, we're just getting started in this, so it is going to be a bit of a process for both of us probably. Unfortunately, after today's first game, maybe a little bit more for you than me.
Yeah,
but you never know, you know. But yeah, so that's where the team name came from. I built the team yesterday. I had been searching and reading and all that for, you know, a few days. You and I were going back and forth. Shout out back at B-Town. Helped me out today, gave some good knowledge, great stream. Yeah, so I built my team yesterday, and the approach I took was kind of similar to yours, which is funny that B-Town just said your current PSB is like the anti-Embiid, because the first thing I did, I was like, my first player is going to be a center, and it's going to be Embiid. And then I was looking at all the stats, and you know, what was available on the market was not a lot, right? There wasn't a lot of like high quality for the amount I wanted to spend, what was in my wallet, you know, whatever. And I was going for value plays. So I ended up taking a similar approach to you, where I kind of broke down the different stat categories on a piece of paper. I, you know, wrote down like 3 to 4 players for each position that I was looking for. And then I just kind of went through and narrowed it down until I had what I thought was a pretty well-rounded team, you know, across each category. I did not pay much attention to the archetypes, which I've learned a lot more about in the last like 24 hours. But, you know, that was kind of the approach I took, was like, I didn't just say, okay, here, this point guard, which I believe is Gingy Dishes. I had to rename it.
Love the name.
Obviously. And then I couldn't call him a Dimes because, you know, you've already got the Dimes covered. So I went with Dishes.
I like it.
And I didn't want to be like, okay, let me buy this and then move on and figure out the next purchase. I wanted to make sure that I had, you know, written down one of each position at least to fill a team and kind of buy the team as a whole instead of individual pieces. So that's what I did. And then I had my first game today, which went pretty well, you know, 84 to 73. I had a pretty well-rounded like stats across the board from all my players. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's next. I've got some moves that I'm hoping to make like over the next few days, and we'll go from there.
I love it. And one thing I want to kind of point out and say, with especially with how much the market has shrunk the past
Yeah,
few days, like your strategy, and I did the same thing too, of like building out the team, being
right.
like, okay, here's at least my 5, and then just going through and just like buying them all at once instead of like, okay, I got this one and I got
Yeah,
this one. I think that was really smart. It'll protect your strategy, and I view the 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 whole thing is like putting different pieces of a puzzle together, and you've got
right.
to have a complete picture. And I think our strategy around that was really around creating some sort of at least picture. One
Yeah.
thing I guess I want to ask you, do you mind saying how much you spent in Solana on your team?
Yeah, I don't remember like the exact number, but I think so I budgeted out myself. I was like my first 5 player roster, I'm gonna give myself around like 8 to 9. Which I don't know what's it right now, like $40 I think. So like if it was 8, it's like $320, right? I had a bunch of souls, so I was like, cool to do it. That was my first 5, but I actually think I ended up coming in under budget, and it was closer to like 6, 6.5.
Wow,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, and again, like I was targeting a lot of what I thought was value buys. I also got really lucky, and I told you this story that is like one of my first real encounters with the community was
Oh yeah.
I had my list of players down, right? And the last player that I had to purchase was a point guard. But
Hmm.
there was one point guard that I really wanted that was listed a little bit higher than what I like really wanted to spend on him,
Yeah.
which was Gingy, I believe it was Gingy. And I like posted in the Discord, like, looking for a player or whatever, looking for a point guard with good assists. And someone reached out to me and was like, I have a point guard I'm willing to sell. And I was like, who is it? And I looked it up, and it was Gingy. It was the one I wanted to buy. Ended up getting it for like, half of what it was listed for or something, which was like very generous of the person. And we had a good conversation. It was great. It worked out.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, and I love Jesus. Is it Jesus or Jesus? Moneyball
So
or Jesus?
some of them I didn't name.
Okay.
Rubquan I didn't name, but I love that name. It's cool. He's awesome. Gingy Dishes was like didn't have a name, so I gave him a name. Uh, I don't know if it's Jesus or Jesus. He was Jesus or Jesus Ortiz, but I called him Moneyball, which like is based on that story from today, which I can talk about in a little if you want me to.
Sure.
And then Moose, I gave him the name Moose because he's just, he's a power forward. It's a great nickname for Moose. And the last one down there, Darius Danger.
Love
I
that name.
think he was named Darius, and I gave him the last name Danger. And that one
Nice.
in there that's ABC, I actually
Yeah.
just bought like 2 seconds before I came on camera,
No way.
because it was listed like pretty low. It was listed way lower than the next PGSG, and he doesn't have like the worst stats in the world. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy it, and I'll either use him on another roster down the line, or like I'll give him away on a stream at some point, because I still have to figure out my 1K follower stream where I'm giving away a bunch of shit, and that might be a good addition to it.
One thing I like about your team, you're noticing that you've got 2 players that can play multiple positions, and I believe B Town talked about this
Yeah.
morning. We talked about a little bit in the flight paper. Just that flexibility that gives you, I think, is really nice.
Right.
So let's. You mentioned your game. Congratulations, you won your first one.
Thanks.
Let's start with the good news being your game. So again, the whole game process, you can relive the game, you can view the results.
Yeah.
We'll go right into the results if that's okay, and tell
Yeah.
us why uh Jesus/Jesus got the nickname Moneyball. And yes, to Jason's right, I saw it was answered in chat, but yeah, you can change player names multiple times, so, and it doesn't cost anything. It's just something you
Right.
go in and do. It's awesome, it's fun.
Yeah.
um
So, I'm calling him Moneyball because when I was buying him,
and he won the tip off.
Yeah, I won the tip off too, which is really exciting. First of all, I also just want to say like the I guess it's user experience of watching the game cast is so satisfying and so smooth. The animations, like the look of it, it was an incredible experience. I didn't know what it was exactly going to be like going into it, and I had so much fun watching my game today. And I'm looking forward to my 11 p.m. tip off as well.
Yeah, we'll give chat, if we're still on, we'll watch it. But yeah, here's like the kind of the live what you see as the game goes on. It is very smooth.
Yeah,
and you get this game flow, which I think is cool.
Right, it's very similar to the game cast for ESPN. It's just it looks great. It's perfect. Let's see. So, would you ask me? Oh yeah, Moneyball. So this dude Jesus Ortiz was my first purchase, my center.
Okay.
And I again didn't know much about the archetypes and all that stuff, but when I was looking at the centers that were around, what I was finding was there was like a lack of balance that for players that were available. They were either super low points and high points allowed by the opposing team, and then really high rebounds, or the opposite, where it was like really high points scored, high points allowed, and then really low rebounds and blocks and all that other defender goodness, right? And when I found let me put that off. When I found Jesus, I think I'm gonna lock in Jesus.
All right, we're locking in Jesus. He performs miracles.
We're locking in Jesus right now. When I found him, it's like, I'm looking at his stats right now. It's like 19.8 points. He had, I think his like assist was like under 1, 14.5 rebounds, like above 1 steal, 1.8 blocks, 4.4 turnovers, which was kind of high. But then what I noticed was he had a really high amount of average shots taken per game and a really low percentage of shots made, but he still has those high points. Some of it comes from free throws, some of it not. And I was like, there's not a lot available. Like, he's got a decent amount of games under his belt. It was 38 before today. The sample size to me at the time was good enough. I was like, as a Sixers fan, we got James Harden now. I'm like, if he wants to play the old James Harden, even though it's not step back threes, if he wants to take, 80 shots a game, I don't give a shit, as long as he makes a third of those, half of those even. Like, I don't care. It's fine with me. Which, as you know, is the Moneyball theory from the movie, or real life, I guess. So we gave him Moneyball, and then I forget who it was in the Discord, because I'm still learning the big community members. Was it J-Bro or someone who does a lot of data in there and analytics? I'm looking back now, I can't find it. Wrote this, I posted my team, and he wrote this nice message, right? Responded with a really nice message.
Crypto Brojo.
Yeah, Crypto Brojo.
Love that name.
Wrote back and said, I'm just going to read like the first line of it.
Yeah, go for it.
Listen, what I'm going to share could be completely wrong and also maybe a bit disheartening, but I'm just the data messenger. I wanted to help you recognize Jesus's full potential going into it, but what I'm seeing is Jesus is exceptionally bad, like one of the worst. And then went on to like break it down in terms of stats and data, and it made sense. And he clearly had access to some data pools that I didn't. And I had access to some great stuff, which you'll talk about later. But I said, I was like, his EFG is absolute garbage. But again, like, I don't care if he takes 100 shots a game as long as he makes a third of them. He's got the rebounds, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah. It's I hope he continues to pan out for you.
We'll see.
Going back to kind of now the depressing news, my game we just absolutely just lost it. We talked about some reasons behind this. Really think that, ate too much pasta before the game, first game jitters maybe,
Yeah.
because the first quarter was just an absolute dumpster fire. And I had two players significantly underperform. But yeah, if we look at the game flow, look at this first quarter. Like 90% of the first quarter, no points were scored.
That's bad.
Like what?
Yeah,
it was.
They're scared.
Painful.
They had the jitters.
They got the jitters. We got over the jitters. We had some jitters at the end of the game because we were like, oh, we're coming back. Just kidding. Not so much. But that's okay. So we're gonna see what happens, game 2, and we're gonna reevaluate. And kind of going back to buying strategy, I paid just under 9.5 for my team, with some soul left over to identify gaps, to fill in, and again was really kind of looking for some value buys here. So even though this is absolutely, if we look at the Brick City Creamery, I love it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
If we look at if we go to play, if we look at we're in the same league, which I think is pretty cool.
We play each other tomorrow, I think, for the first time, right?
We do, and I'm not looking forward to it. So here's our current standings. Prospect, you are in first, 84 points scored.
Yeah, for now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's exciting. It's like I know it's just one game, but it's great. It's awesome.
We've got both. We've got the league bookend. So you've got the top. I've got the bottom. We'll see how it goes. I'm playing Z3 in about 45 minutes now, and I am not looking forward to it. But you never know. Things can happen. If I get a little bit more consistent performance, I think we'll be okay. So the next thing I want to talk about on stream is some of the great tools and creators that are out there in this community.
Yeah.
So first one being MJ Young. I think this is just really, really cool, just stat-driven site. So you've got, and I'm going to throw this in chat for everyone in case you're not familiar with it. You've got the rank, the team, the league, and just their stats, rebounds, assists. Like, I think it's awesome. And then you can also look at players. So points, rebounds, assists, free throws, blocks, turnovers. You can filter by games played, player number, player name, team name, league, archetype, rarity. And again, looking at this, you've got free throw, you've got rebounds. It's cut off because I'm so zoomed in. There is more to this. And I like the different colors on the rarities. I think that's pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah, just very well done. Super, super clean. You can, this will take you to the VBA player page. Just very, very, very well done. Competitive league. Here are the leaders. Minimum 25 games played. We can add field goal percent, 3-point, free throw, and leaders require minimum 100 respective shot attempts. I think that's really, really nice. Put something on the line for that game. Winner gets Jesus. Uh-oh.
I was just responding to that. I said no one's ever getting Jesus. But maybe, I think our second game is at like 3 p.m. or something. But maybe we can do some sort of streaming around something.
We'll see. If I don't have a meeting, I'll be on.
Yeah.
We'll do a little pop-up maybe. So, and again, records, like this is the mountain of stats. Highly recommend you check this out. I think it's a great website. Very, very cool.
I also
the next one.
I want to say real quick on that site. Also is the Chrome extension.
Thank you.
Yeah, which is great. I don't know if you have it downloaded yet, but it overlays. There you go.
Really nice.
It's showing it. Yeah, it overlays the stats on Magic Eden, which is extremely helpful for those of you who are looking on Magic Eden to make a purchase. It's great. It helps a lot.
Very nice. I like that. It looks pretty clean too.
Yeah.
All right. Jason M. Wright says we need to bet on our game. We've got to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll talk it over.
All right. Well, we'll do something fun, chat.
We could
Don't worry.
we could do a bottle of wine stream or something for losers.
Oh God. Okay. As long as there's an tequila also involved.
Yeah.
So the next site I want to talk about is VBA player listings. And I'm not sure who does this one, but super clean.
Mm-hmm.
You get because you don't get the archetypes, I don't think, on Magic Eden. So you can filter by your playing style, the archetype, position, and rarity. So if I want to get a, just look at the specials. Takes a quick second, no big deal. But when it loads through, like it's so clean, it's so nice.
Yeah.
View the VBA profile. Here's the Magic Eden link. It's just so well done. Soul Berenson, thank you, Charmander. Appreciate that. Or Soul Bergson, but great website. Great website.
Yeah.
And this kind of, I guess it doesn't have like the stats there, but it's another way of filtering Magic Eden. And then we've got Hoop Loop, which, for the record, if you can look at games and you can look up matchups. So we're going to throw my game in here. All you need is the game ID, which is 26035. I hate my mic arm. It keeps falling. And give this a second to load up. Chat, if you could let me know who made this one, I want to give them credit too, because this is fun. I know we both used this before our first matchups.
Right.
So I was the away team here, and you know what? We weren't playing on home court. That's what it was. You're gonna take my team, first game jitters, and you're gonna play them away. Come on. That's all it is. That's all it is. We're fine. We got this next one.
You got it. This team was Digital Key.
Okay, awesome.
QI. I don't know how they pronounce it. Yeah.
VBA might be on Fractal's Golden Glow. Okay. Oh, nice. Digital Key. Awesome.
Yeah. There we go.
Thank you, John Lee. Thank you, Prospect. So yeah, I mean, we've got we did decent in our 3-point game, and we're really not a 3-point shooting team. So we're just they're trying to show off for the new GM. Hey, we can shoot threes, and we just got rocked everywhere else. The turnovers were rough. The I mean, not bad, not super far off.
Not awful.
Free throws. What are we doing? I might have to have a little team talk before our next tip off.
Wait, not 9 for 17. Oh, 2 for 7.
Yeah.
What was I?
That was rough. We can put your game ID in here.
16 for 21 for free throws.
Do you have your game ID handy?
26436.
Oh, that's right. We are one off.
Yeah.
And you were the home team and you won. I mean, I don't know if that's really a thing, but
I wonder if there's maybe someone who's here in chat can. I'm sure there's not, like a RNG advantage of some sort, but who knows?
And some balance there. Look at your 3-point shooting, 66%.
Yeah, it's good.
What?
And those were like, again, when I was looking at my team build, it was like I was thinking of it like if I'm playing 2K, like GM or team builder mode, or even player mode, like what do I want to build? Like what categories do I want to focus on? And like I made sure that all the players that I bought had good or decent 3-point percentages, or aside from I think Jesus had the worst one. But yeah,
Jesus.
Here, I'll pull it up on my end. Let's see. Jesus is 3-point percent is 0.2. So
okay,
it's not awful actually,
but yeah, when you got the rest of the team doing this, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to get the home crowd on the feet. Like that's all it is. That's all it is. I want to be. I better be the home team next game. If I'm the home team, I'm locking it in. Locking it in.
You can tell. I think
I'm starting this conspiracy. Oh yeah, well yeah. Let's go back and check. Let's go. We got some time before this game kicks off.
I know. Now I'm going.
Let's go back and check. Okay, so I'm gonna be home next game. I'm home next game. Let's go. That's gonna be a dub. That is gonna be a dub. Oh, look at this string of home games I have. Look at this, chat. I'm sorry. It's not. I really don't think it's a thing.
No.
I'm all for the conspiracies though.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got here. What are you home or away next game? Are you top or bottom?
Where did that go? So many windows open. I am up top, so I think that's home, right?
Yeah, that's home. We're both gonna get a win.
Yeah.
We're a half hour away from securing victories, so that's fantastic.
We'll see.
In chat, look forward to my Twitter rant this evening post game when I just get rocked, despite being the home team. So the last thing I want to share too with you, and this is a brand new debut, just launched I guess about an hour ago now.
Yeah.
But on my website, mjinformatics.com, I created my own VBA tool to help people identify talent on Magic Eden. So I'm going to share this with you now. This is, first time public reveal.
Yeah.
And so this is just kind of, I call it my VBA game, a marketplace. So here's the link. And so a few things. One, this isn't automatically updated. The player data will update overnight. And then the actual marketplace data, I'll update probably a few times throughout the day. If I'm going to be out for an extended period of time, like I'm going to California next week, I probably won't update it much. So just bear with me on that. But I wanted to kind of take, basically combine a lot of things that people are talking about. Like Danny, if you're still here, Danny Bananas, you mentioned looking at archetypes, rarities, positions. Rarity filters in there. We'll take that off. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That'll create a little more space too. But I also wanted to add some other like basketball metrics to it. So I've added some bonus things in here. So we've got points allowed. This is the average points allowed by the opposing player at the same played position. And that's this column right here. So you can kind of see a difference. Like this playmaking big scores on average 6.9 points, but then also gives up 19.1.
Right.
Might not be good, but keep in mind with both of these, every single metric you look at, there's going to be a degree of variance. And that variance is going to be, a lot tighter for some players and a lot wider for other players. The other thing that I have on here is TS, or true shooting percentage. And what that does is in my opinion, it is largely regarded as one of the best metrics in looking at actual shooting percentage, more so than just field goal percent, more so than just EFG. And that takes into account both field goal, free throw, and 3-point. Given the current data set, the average is 48%. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. And then the last one, which, we talked about building out well-rounded teams.
Right.
And one thing that you can look at least from an offensive standpoint, is VI, or Versatility Index. And this looks at players' versatility across points, rebounds, and assists. And, given the data, a VI of 5 is average. Now, having a high or low VI does not mean it's a good or bad player. Think of it as more of just well-rounded, as like, hey, it kind of like guides to fall between. You can have a low VI player and probably be successful. You can have high VI and probably be not so successful. So on top of that, we'll just kind of go through everything here quickly. You've got filters for number of games. You can drag the sliders, or you can manually just type in the numbers. So you see that updated now to 22.
Which is
you can just type in, let's look at just say 15. You can do that for all of these.
Which is such a small thing. And I didn't know I could do that until about 20 minutes ago. I was just sliding it. I didn't know I could type in there. And then I was like, oh, duh, I can do this on the other tools. It works here too.
And you've got your position filters. You've got your archetype filters. And then you've got your rarity filters as well. So depending on what you want to build out, how you want to build it out, you have your ID, your player ID, the rarity, the archetype, the position, the price in soul, the season. So that's that seasons of experience we talked about. So maybe something you want to consider when you're building out your team. Is it, are all of my players really high seasons of experience? Okay, maybe in the future, I might have to look into buying some younger players. Number of games played, average points, points allowed, again, at that same position per game average. Average assists, field goal percent, 3-point percent, free throw percent, and then the true shooting percent. And the average is 48. Then you have defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, total rebounds, blocks, steals, personal fouls, turnovers, and that versatility index. Now, keep in mind, you may notice some things are slightly off. They're just rounding errors due to significant digits. Very, very minor, very small. Thank you, Jason Wright. I appreciate that. So yes, this is now available. It is free. I might be looking to add, change, take away from it.
Yeah.
But I wanted a way for you to kind of quickly look at and build out your team and evaluate what's on Magic Eden. It's again not going to update live. The players will update overnight, into that next morning, and then I'll be updating the Magic Eden data a few times during the course of a day. This is so good. Thank you, Eric.
I just want to say, everybody is seeing this for the first time, and I'm sure people will be playing around with it, tonight, tomorrow, over the next few days, whatever, as everybody's exposed to it. I had the pleasure of using this, an early version of this, over the last few days to build my team, and it was incredible. It is so helpful. It's very similar setup to your other tools. But thank you so much for taking the time to make this, and sharing it with obviously me, but, with everybody in the public. These tools that you made and that all the other content creators made, or tool creators, are obviously things people could keep for themselves. But when you share it like this, it's what really, bumps the community up a couple pegs from wherever it was before you shared it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that a lot. Yeah. And thank you also, John Lee, for the nice words as well. I appreciate you, helping me test this and build this out. And there are some other things that I'm working on in the background that, may or may not become public depending on how they go. I'm working on some other advanced stats, some prediction modeling. I mean, you saw the original Behemoth that was just a million columns wide.
Yeah.
And this is much more pared down, but I think, it still gets the core across.
Yeah, so, it's great. And, it was really fun talking with you and seeing what, talking about NBA stats and things that weren't really around for VBA before. But yeah, I think everything you threw in here is great. And again, it really made my process of building a team in full, it made it so easy and was extremely helpful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, we both used it to build out our respective teams.
Yeah.
And it's, at least in its current stage, not too much data. It's updating pretty quick. Jason says home court advantage stats. That'll be next.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's I hope it helps the community like it. I mean, at least it started to help you. It hasn't helped me yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And then if you've got a bunch of things checked here, chat, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to start over. All you have to do, just scroll down to the bottom and just hit this back arrow with the line, and it'll reset the whole visualization so you can start over.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I don't remember. I was probably just making fun of you or something. I don't know.
This office will be full of trophies in time. In time. The trophies are coming. So yeah, chat, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get some good use out of it. I'll do my best to update it frequently. But yeah. And so looking at now, we've got 25 minutes until our tip off.
Mm-hmm.
What, like we've talked about your a few things I want to touch on still if you have time.
Sure.
What has your you seem to have a very enjoyable experience so far. You've liked building out the team. You destroyed in your first game. What are some things that you're looking forward to in the future? Maybe announced, unannounced. What are some things just kind of like holistically that you like about the project? Or maybe something you have a concern about. I kind of gave my thoughts in reviewing the flight paper earlier, but would like to hear just kind of a little bit of what you'd have to say on the matter.
Yeah. As long as there's no breeding in this game, I'm set. I'm good. No, but I think obviously the team is awesome. Even listening to like the Twitter Spaces last night, I was just like blown away by how transparent and like like the team just seems like other community members. Like it doesn't seem like there's a separation there, and I really appreciate that. I think the new change that they discussed that seemed, and I hope I'm not saying this wrong, making the defenders less impactful shooting wise and having them impact the rest of the team defensively seemed really appealing and interesting. And then what else? Yeah, I don't know. I think, it's early. I didn't even realize how early the game really was when we got involved. But there's some other things that I would love to see down the line, like selfishly. I would love to see, obviously, like a team bio page on the VBA site, so you could put your Twitter, your Discord in there, and be able to find other people that way. Being able to upload custom logos and stuff would be incredible. Obviously, I'm gonna love that. But no, I'm really happy with where it's at, and I think it's a great start. I'm just really excited to be a part of it. I love basketball, and it's great.
I like those suggestions as well. Jeff from the team likes them, says they're great ideas. So props to you there. Yeah, as someone who's I'm not the biggest basketball fan, sure, but like basketball is exciting to me. I like certain players, I guess, more than I like a team. We talked a little bit about my team allegiances yesterday. And yeah, it's exciting to be a part of it. I love manager mode in FIFA, Madden, 2K,
of course.
And so like to have that, and then to have blockchain, so it's not like, oh, the player's retiring and they're just done. I can choose, okay, I want to not just trade, but like sell them and get something for this player. And it's just very, I don't know, it's cool, it's exciting. It just adds another layer to just traditional gaming GM style.
Yeah. I mean, one other thing I just thought of was someone in chat, Jason Wright, asked, or was it Jason? Who was it?
Do the players get tired?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, do the players get tired? They don't get tired from what I can tell. And earlier on like the KOD stream, someone was asking if you can switch your lineup. Like, can you control the minutes people are playing? And you don't. Like, you lock in 5 players and they play the full game at 100% energy, no fatigue. But one of the things I'm potentially looking forward to is, I think it would be really cool down the line to see, what's the cap on these players? Like, how many seasons until they are forced to retire? And then when that happens, like, will there have to be, drops every few months or something like that? Or like a reset or something? Can you turn your players in on like a burn for a new player, stuff like that? yeah, it's just it's awesome. So excited to be here this early in the game and see where it goes.
One other project, I'm not going to say it just because I'm probably going to say the wrong one. But one of the soccer games, it might be Footium. I believe that when a player retires, you can use them as like a coach, a legend, that kind of almost like recycle them in a different way. So like, I think that's kind of a cool concept. I don't know if that's something they're even exploring or doing, but I just think it's kind of neat. I want to kind of counter John Lee's point here. Yeah, there's no energy fatigue except for my team in the first quarter. They got very fatigued, as you saw, because they literally flatlined.
They had the pasta sweats.
The pasta sweats. Let's see. They're out with James Harden the night before. So let's see here. Jeff says, keep the feedback coming. Season 0 is really the alpha and focus on building with the community. And I believe that. I'm seeing some really good feedback, some good back and forth. And yeah, it feels very collaborative, to your point. Like there's a good connect. You mentioned that earlier, and I think you really hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
What we're seeing now is the very beginning. Such a great game. B-Town VBA. By the way, chat, go follow B-Town VBA on Twitch. A great stream this morning. They're going to do a podcast. Great content, great recap of the news. A must follow. Such a great game for hoop heads and NFT degens. Tough needle to thread, and it will bring new people into NFTs eventually. I absolutely think so. No NFT, no fatigue. And I almost called it NFT. And hopefully no injuries. I kind of want injuries. Would you want injuries?
Well, I guess the problem is, if they introduce injuries and then you have players, and by players I mean game players, not in-game players, but users, who only have 5, who have a full roster and that's it. And then one of your players gets tears his ACL or his ligament in his thumb, or maybe breaks his face. I don't know. And then is out, like, then what? You're screwed. Then you're automatically losing games.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think there's a big risk with that. I just don't know how something like that would be handled when you can play the game with only 5 players and not a full, like NBA regulation roster size or something. That is why I am a player and I'm not on the team making those decisions. Because I have no clue how you would do that. I don't know if I'd be in favor of injuries one day.
I would only, I wish no player, real or digital, to be injured. But if there are injuries, you mentioned one, I'd want the face breaking, just so my players could have the mask on.
The mask, sure. And then all of a sudden the little player image has a mask on or something.
Yeah, like I would, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and one of the things the team was saying yesterday on that Spaces was like the difference between, having that fine line of, like real life basketball and metaverse basketball, and they don't want it to turn into like Space Jam or something. I was like, that is such a great thing to say.
That made me happy,
because then I'm out of here if they start, all of a sudden the players have 50 feet vertical boosts and stuff like that. That's not why I came here, and I think that's probably not why anybody else came here.
Jesus just floating down the court.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason says, need to have a college draft. That could be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
That could be a fun way to release players.
I also want a coin. I think as a community, we all need to decide that like the unplayed players should just be called undrafted. Like they haven't played a single game yet. Even if they're on a team, like it's undrafted. Because saying unplayed, for some reason, I keep tripping up whenever I say it or type it. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Like, what do you call them?
I like that.
Yeah.
Undrafted. I love that.
Undrafted, right?
Chat, we got to start using that. Use that in Discord. Jeff says, lots of things along those lines getting discussed. So much fun and many possibilities to develop as we grow. Charles has discussed potentially having a Hall of Fame for awesome retired players who add utility to your franchise if you hold them. I love that. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Yes, my team is definitely hungover. We've had plenty of time to recover. We're going to do well. We got tip off in 15 minutes. One of the beauties of the metaverse, absolutely. Maybe not out, but just hobble down the court. I'm all for hobbling, again, as long as I can have my mask.
Yeah. I immediately, when you asked me about injuries, I immediately went to like torn ACL, broken face, like out multiple games. But those are good points in chat, like minor injury, rolled ankle, could still play through it, just slows your guy down. I actually, that could be interesting. I like that.
B10 says, you can tell the team loves hoops. That's what attracted me to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Minor injuries could be an interesting medium. A rolled ankle that could still be played through that just slows your guy down a bit. I think that's kind of cool. Not something in the works, just spitballing with y'all. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and again, like, we're spitballing too. Right. Like, this is just, off the top of our head. Free agents. Undrafted or free agents, chat. Let us know. What do you prefer? Impact energy. Yeah, so chat, let us know if you like undrafted or if you like free agents. I kind of like both. What if? Okay, I want to talk a little bit about our wager for our game.
Okay.
What if we, depending on price?
Yeah.
Like, it has to be reasonable.
Sure.
But the loser has to buy the winner a undrafted / free agent, like the floor one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thoughts?
Yeah, let's look at some prices and stuff, and we could throw something together.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it.
Or we could look at the prices and maybe just put like a Soul equivalent on it or something. Yeah. The one thing I really like about Soul and compare it, which is also something I don't like about Soul, but you'll get what I mean, is like, I think we're both very used to playing with ETH, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in, games like Zed or whatever, where, you're looking at a quality purchase and it's like 2.5, like even thinking like 0.5, and it's like $600 or like over $1,000. It's like, I look at the players in here and I'm like 2.5 Soul, and then I'm like, oh, that's like equivalent to what, like $100 right now? Like it's doable. Yeah, I like it. I like the number. It's good.
And I do too. And like the lack of gas and transactions go so quick. It's nice.
And Phantom Wallet, this is my first experience with it. I previously just had all my Soul on like Ledger and in Coinbase. It's nice. I like it. I love the Chrome extension.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah.
Jason, I got to ask, are you taking a shot here saying I'm not going to have any real trophies? I'm just going to have pictures of my players behind me? Jeff says, something I think would be cool is setting an 8-man rotation for our game. So your players aren't playing a full game and you can have strategy around bench 6-man type guys.
That's
something
cool.
I think about constantly as an IRL coach. I love that you're an IRL coach. Ooh. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think, or like, or like setting a sub strategy of like aggressive, like, oh, you're not playing well, you're out.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, like things are looking okay. Maybe it's more casual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe there'll be different leagues down the line. And I don't mean like there are now, but in terms of like you're saying, where there is a casual one where you just set it and it's a full one. Maybe there's a halftime you can make one substitution or something like that. Maybe there will be a 3-player league, like street ball sort of thing. It's great. It's exciting.
Street ball would be cool.
Yeah.
Stabber says, when's the next console collab with 2112? I'm not sure. They may or may not do one, but they're going to have some new content soon, Stabber. I'm excited with their developments. 2112 content will be coming soon. Yeah, I think building for all different user types is going to be really fun. I love that. I love that answer. So we've got 10 minutes until tip-off. chat, I think we might be watching these games live. Want to throw our matchups in Hoopaloop and kind of see what we're looking at? Do a little pregame?
Yeah, I could do that. I had mine open before. Let me see. Oh, I still have it open.
Yeah, give me your IDs. We'll start with you. So we're going from the game tab to the matchup tab.
2588.
Okay.
And then team 2 is 246. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, easy. All right. I just hit the little glass next to each one. So similar salary.
Right.
Points, 84 versus 60.
One thing though, real quick, is the team I'm playing has 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
5,
yeah,
6.
look at that.
They have 7 rostered players, so I'm not really sure. I don't know who they're playing because they're hidden, which I like. I really like that.
Yeah. So if we swap that, okay, so that center hasn't played.
Yeah.
So we'll go off of just kind of the default.
Yes.
But this is looking pretty favorable for you.
Yeah, it looks good.
Are you about to be 2-0?
I don't know. You know what though? One thing is, I'm looking right now at that new point guard, shooting guard I picked up. He changes stuff a lot. Like maybe I'll play him. Oh no, I can't play him tonight. I'm locked in. That's good. I don't want to think about that. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It looks good. I hope I'm 2-0 after this.
That would be awesome. So let's try and we got some time. Let's try and get through an optimal lineup here. So shooting guard options. 408 they can't use because that's their only point guard, assuming they play correct positions.
Right.
And then this is unproven. So we're gonna go back with this shooting guard. Small forward. They don't have. This could be hurting them. And they're not going to replicate that.
I would assume they're using a shooting guard or a power forward at small forward because they have 2 of both.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And 8153 is there. We've used.
There's 2 centers as well.
We'll just throw in one of this. Oh, that one's unproven. Either way, it looks like you've got a pretty good point advantage here.
Yeah.
You feeling good about it?
Yeah, I am. I hope Jesus Ortiz pans out. I want to prove everybody wrong with my Moneyball player. But yeah, I feel good about it. I was looking earlier and trying to make different lineups because they have an excess of players. But yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good. It'll be fun either way.
And then 2548. Let's check out my matchup.
Yeah.
P3. They're playing with some higher rarity players here. It looks like I've got on points not too strong in the assist game, but again, they could be changing their lineup a bit. Way more than 5 players.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think it's going to be tighter than yours, but we will see. Who is your favorite player on your team right now? Is it Jesus?
It's gotta be. It has to be. I also think Gingy is cool because he had 9 assists in the first quarter last game, I think. I don't know. They're all fun. Roop is really cool. I think it's Jesus, though. It's Jesus. I'm locking it in. Final answer.
You've got a big Moose fan in chat.
Oh, I missed it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Moose. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good name.
All right. So we've got about 5-6 minutes till tip off. I've just been crushing my water. I'm going to step away for 30 seconds, chat. We will be right back, and we will have some live action for you. VBA, give us 30 seconds. We will be right back. All right, chat. Back. Told you it'd be quick. Prospect step away for just a second. He'll be right back. Chat, let us know. Do you think I'm going to win? Do you think Prospect's going to win? Are we both going to lose? Let us know what you think's going to happen. We got games coming up. So we're going to join the waiting room right now for my game. Just got to refresh. Oh, there we go. Cream City Cosmos, as you can see behind me, against Z3. That's kind of an intimidating name. Not gonna lie. We've got 3 minutes left until tip off. Chat, I'm very, very nervous right now. Prospect comes back. Oh, he's back. Welcome back. We'll flip between our games to the best that we can. It's going to be a little chaotic, but that's okay.
Sure.
If you could go ahead in our private chat, if you could send me the link to your matchup.
Got it.
And all I'm asking for is, I get a complete game out of my team. Let's play all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
We can lose. Let's play all 4 quarters.
Now, if they lose, though, you're going to be like, oh, they're tired from earlier's game.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. It's fine. Jason, I love it. Both of us will win. Home crowd rules. Let's go.
Yeah.
I hope that conspiracy sticks. Yeah, chat, there's nothing to that, but let's check it out. All right, here we go. We are adding now Prospects game as well. We'll clear out some of these tabs. Prospect City Process versus Epic High. This is to remain undefeated. 2-0 run. How are you feeling? I'm nervous. I might be more nervous than my team is right now.
I'm nervous too. I'm simultaneously looking at like the market to see if I want to maybe buy something else right now, but
yeah,
it's hard to tell, what holes you want to fill. Like, it's hard to know what your next purchase should be when I do feel like I have a well-rounded team. We'll see.
What's going to happen? It's still so new. Like, we're just starting to get to know each other, or the team and us. We're building that natural chemistry, seeing what they like, what they don't like.
Short-term contracts for now.
Exactly. Exactly. We are down to 1 minute until tip off. 1 minute. Oh my gosh, I am shaking. My heart is racing right now, Chat.
I love it.
I am about to lose my mind on stream. There may be some inappropriate words, so we're gonna update the rating from PG to like a soft R.
Heck yeah.
Is that why there was a break before the games? Do you have to go throw up real quick? Yeah. I like to blame the water, but yeah. It's really just pregame jitters. Oh man. And were you in for your previous games like lobby, like this screen? Did you see the little updates that come under 2 games start? I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I noticed it was like I wasn't like watching it and seeing it, and then I looked, and out of the corner of my eye, it was like grilling up hot dogs, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, sweet."
All right. Yep. Wiping floors. Yeah. There's the grilling hot dogs. Love it. I missed that one earlier.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm. Chat. We got 2 minutes. Chat. Let us know who's gonna win. Is Prospect gonna win? Am I gonna win? What are the outcomes of the games going to be? The nerves are just off the charts right now, just completely off the charts.
Something I don't remember from earlier's game is, obviously it doesn't play the full basketball game in terms of timing. Do you remember how long the game lasted? I don't even remember.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes or so. That's not bad.
Yes, Charmander. I love it. Oh, you are currently heckling the away team. That's why the home team wins. Chat.
That's pretty good.
The home team doesn't get heckled. Pouring beers. Nice. Cream City Cosmos. I love it. Heckling the away team. That's why I lost. That's why they're coming off the heckle. That's why the first quarter was so bad. They're coming off the heckle.
It's pretty good. And I think eventually they need to add in halftime shows. Yes. You know, like when you go to the game and it shows like the basketball is bouncing and it's like which one is which.
How fun would that be? Yeah, guess correctly, you get some dimes.
Yeah, there you go.
$15 per hot dog, and I'll throw in the bun for free. Here we go. We got tip off. I might have to stand up. Oh man. 5 seconds. Heckling the away team again. Pouring the beers. $1 per ketchup packet. I've heard anything along those lines yet. Oh, look at that. Unique idea. All right, here we go. It's game time. Okay, we're all tied up already. 2-2. 2-2. Who's getting buckets for me? Who's got my buckets? Who's got my buckets?
Jesus won the tip off again.
Oh, let's go, Jesus. Waylon is just coming out strong right now. Coming out strong, Waylon. All right, 7-4, 7-4. Let's see. Come on. Check out the game flow. I love the game flow. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's cool.
Look at us go. Come on, Cream City. Weston, you are so bad right now.
Jesus is just already taking shots. He's already 1 for 5. What is he doing?
He has 5 shots already?
Yeah.
How?
But that's what I'm saying is like, if he's going to take 30 this game, he's 30%. That's 10 shots he might make.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Here's our first quarter slump. Come on. We're only down 2. Look at this. We flatlined again. Let's go. We have no excuses right now. Waylon is 3 for 3. Timmy Tweener is coming out. Now he's 2 for 5. Come on, Timmy. Good job. Danny Dimes with a rebound. Peter Pippin. We're playing some team games right now, boys. Let's go. Oh, geez. You've got the first half or the first quarter flats as well.
Yeah.
That's my new nickname for it. The first quarter flats. Waylon is 4 for 4. Who's sticking out for you? Who's standing out? Who's standing out?
Darius Danger.
Yeah?
Yeah. But he's also got probably him or maybe Rup Kwan. Let's see.
Two assists. You got some pretty solid assists going right now. You're keeping it close. You're coming back. Back.
Yeah.
Let's go, Danny Dimes to Timmy Tweener for a 3. Let's go, baby. Danny Dimes dishing it left and right, chat. Come on, we got to get that rebound. What are you doing? And they got a 3. They got Timmy Tweener. Silk steals from Timmy. Good, Phantom, you stepped out of bounds. Good job. You're dumb, Phantom. That was dumb. Come on.
You're out of here.
All right, 27-30 after the first quarter. You're up 23-20. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look at that game flow.
For you. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's we needed that. Yeah. Oh, and we are off to a horrible start. Come on, boys. They're running away now. They are running away now. Second quarter. We've got the second quarter flats.
The team I'm playing, one of their players has 19 points after the first quarter. That's absurd.
Wow.
8 for 11. Now he's 9 for 12 field goal. 0 3-pointers and 3 free throws. That's really good.
That's really, really good.
So high scoring. I'm going to look that guy up after the game for sure.
Danny Dimes already has 8 assists.
That's wild.
And we're getting rocked right now. We got through the first quarter jitters just fine. Second quarter, we're being outscored 11-1. Look at you. You're still up.
I can't tell if my screen is freaking out or what's happening over here. I got to move this.
Rup Kwan's got 7 rebounds already for you. Look at that.
Oh, my
Look at that.
There we go.
How are we doing? All right, we're making some progress here. Come on, boys. We're on a 4-0 run. Let's get another one. Come on. All right, we're down 10. Come on. We got to cut this lead. We cannot go in at halftime. down this much. We can't do it. We can't do it. We will never. I will. This is like Michael Scott when he said, "I'll never financially recover from this."
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm having that moment right now.
You're gonna declare bankruptcy?
Yeah, basically, we're gonna just burn everything down. Burn everything down. Weston Wallace with a defensive rebound. Yes, Timmy Tweener. Weston Wallace again.
Dude, the dude on the other team has 26 points right now.
That's insane.
Absurd.
Phantom meets Peter. Oh, for the block. Boys. We're at halftime. We are at halftime. 38-51. I'm getting rocked. You are up by 2. You're keeping it close. You are keeping it
close.
Come on, boys. We're down 9. We're down 9.
It's not bad.
We got through our horrible second quarter. Let's have a great third. We got 2 quarters. We got half a game to make this up. All right, you're all tied up. You've got some nice balance between Roquan and Darius Danger right now in terms of points. And Jesus is doing all right.
He's doing
10
all right.
points.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's got 12 shots, but he made 5 of them.
Yep.
But this other player is 11 for 18 and 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, but that player is nuts.
Absolutely.
Gingy, though, is not pulling like he did last game. We'll see how it goes.
Got a 3-point lead. How are we doing over here? Oh, now we're down 14. 16. It's that second quarter.
Charmander asks how Jesus is doing. He is 10 points, 5 for 12, over 3 for free throws, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 6 turnovers. But I assume that the 6 turnovers has to do with his 5 for 12 from shooting. But he's all right. I'm okay with it for now. Oh, gap. I'm getting a gap. 47-51.
Oh no. Are you flatlining?
I don't know. Let's see. It's only a 4-point gap, but up to 2. All right, we're good. We're back.
Oh man, Waylon has 30 points for me. He's 15 for 18 with 10 rebounds.
That's
and
good.
A block.
Wow. How many free
15.
throws?
3 free throws.
Okay.
Timmy Tweener's having a solid game. 17 points. Timothy Tweener, sorry. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Danny Dimes, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, and a steal, but no points from Danny. That's okay.
Yeah, my point guard Gingy has 10 assists and only 6 points right now.
Wow.
Oh, I'm up 8.
Nice. I am down a million. We'll finish off watching you because I'm chalking it up to an L.
Do you know what archetype your point guard is?
I don't off the top of my head.
I think Gingy is pass first.
That's what what Danny is.
Guard. Yeah, that makes sense. They're pretty similar. I remember looking at their stats, comparing them. All right, up 11.
Oh, you got this. Let's check the game flow. How close are we?
I'm scared.
We're still kind of early on in the 4th.
Yeah.
But look at that. Since like the middle of the 3rd, they were pretty flat.
They haven't scored in the 4th yet. I'm on a 10-point streak. Oh, there we go. It ended.
Yeah, it was just my 3rd. Just my 3rd. Or my 2nd. Sorry, my 3rd was pretty good. Oh, yeah, look at you. You're just killing it.
Yeah, crushing the 4th quarter.
Well done. Way to close out strong.
Let's see. Traveling. I didn't even.
Oh, Darius.
Before. I love it. It says VBA player 71 misses an easy bunny. My dad used to say that. That's funny.
Yeah, right? Wow, this is a decisive victory for the Prospect City process.
Yeah, for now. I think that's a gap that won't be closed. Jesus,
See, let's check the game flow.
Jesus
Oh
just
yeah.
had a double dribble. What is he doing?
Oh geez, 92-73 for my game.
Oh, woof.
Timmy Tweener and Waylon Wallace just went off.
Darius Danger for me really coming in clutch right here. 29 points, 12 rebounds.
Wow.
Yeah. My team is 10 for 18 from the 3-point line right now.
Dang.
The other
Killing it again.
My opponents are 4 for 12 from the 3-point.
Wow.
Oh, it's over. I won. Hell yeah.
Congratulations. 2-0.
Thank you.
2-0.
Love it. And Jesus was pretty okay.
7-100. We gave up 100 points.
Yeah.
Chat. We gave up 100 points. Danny Dimes ended the game with 0 points. 0 for 5 in field goals. But had 15 assists, 7 rebounds, a block, and a steal.
Hey, those assists, were just points somewhere else. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, man. Timmy Tweener.
He's a Ben Simmons type.
And that's why he's got to go.
That's why you have to gut him.
Timothy Tweener, solid performance. 23, 9 for 16, 1 of 1 on 3, 4 through 6 on the 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steal, a block, some turnovers though. Peter Pippin. I'm not loving Peter. And Waylon just went off. Waylon had a game, 35 points, 15 rebounds.
Oh.
And then Weston, his brother, not so hot. 13 rebounds, but only 11 points.
Was
and
he
again,
15,
looking
15 for 22?
Yeah.
So he's that's 68%. That's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Good shooter.
And so now we've got, looking at kind of who we matched up again. I mean, Silk, Phantom, and VBA player just crushed me.
Mm.
That was a little rough. That was a little rough. Let's check out your stats. Gingy with 15 assists.
Yeah, 5 rebounds, only 2 turnovers too. That's fine with me because he's a pass first, so I got him to get the assists. 5 rebounds. I think his average rebound is 3.7, so that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Darius Danger dropping tons of points. 11 for 17.
Yeah.
4 of 6 and 3 for 4 with 13 rebounds. Ooh, Darius.
His average rebound is 9.4. Average points is 20. So that was pretty good too. It was a good game for him.
Nice positive game for him.
Yeah.
Nice positive game. Excuse me. Yeah,
Moose had a bad game. He was 3 for 10. But his average shooting, I don't have it open, but he's averaging 16.3 points. So that was well under for him.
Wow.
And he's got like 27 games played. So it was just a bad game for him. But look at Jesus.
12 points. 5 for 16, as to be expected.
Which is what, like close to 30%, right?
Yeah.
5 by 16. Yeah, 31.25%. But 12 points is exactly what I was saying.
13 rebounds. Yeah, you got something fun in Jesus.
Yeah, I got something fun in him. Yeah. low average too, or low score. 12 points. His average is 19.8.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Nice.
Look at that one player on the other team though. The small forward. 26 points, 11 for 26. Dude took 26 shots.
We got a chucker.
Oh my goodness. That was fun. That was a good game.
For one of us, yes. But no, it was a blast. It was a blast. Yeah. Back to the drawing board. Going to make some adjustments after the first 2 games. See if I can pull out any trends, and we'll go from there. Yeah, chat. Big matchup tomorrow. You get to see Prospect absolutely destroy me. Let's check the if it's updated. Let's check the big leaderboard for the season. Oh, but because I gave up 100 points to Z3, they're now beating you in first. So apologies to that.
That's all right.
I'm not in last, chat. That loss was a win. I am no longer in last.
Z3. I wonder when I play them.
Whew, that was rough.
Oh, I play Z3 not tomorrow, on Wednesday.
So I've got Slow Clickers and you tomorrow. Where's Slow Clickers? Oh, great. They're currently in 3rd. So this will be wonderful.
We have the 11 p.m. game tomorrow. We'll figure out a bet for that. Maybe we could stream it. Yeah.
Anything else before we close out here for the night?
All good. Normal stuff. Happy to be in this game. Really excited for it. Thank you for that tool. It's incredible. I'm sure everybody's going to be using it. That's about it. I'll probably be, looking for some new players over the next few days. I just threw my Twitter.
Oh, awesome. You beat me to it.
Yeah, threw my Twitter in there. Throw me a follow, all that fun stuff.
And you do some awesome logo designs as well.
Yeah, that's my main little thingy I do is all the logos. If anybody here is in Zed or any of those other games where you want to brand your stable and stuff, let me know. And then hopefully we'll be able to do that here, because I would love to make a ton of basketball logos.
Sick.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah, please go give Prospect a follow. Throwing it up here. It's in the chat. Awesome guy. Great design work. A lot of fun. You'll definitely be seeing him on a lot more of my VBA streams for sure. Jeff with a When Custom Logo Designs. And hit him with the You Tell Us. Love that. Love that. Chat, until next time, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you have VBA questions, hop in Discord. You can slide in my DMs. I'm new, but my DMs are open, and happy to at least point you in the right direction. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Chat soon. Thank you.